welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name's Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is the show that demystifies technology, all your gadgets, all that stuff, and also helps you power them, apparently, on today's episode.
Yep.
You are going to do how to save electricity.
How to save electricity. Gadgets are ruling our lives these days. All of them are using up power, and that's a lot of electrons that we're just throwing away sometimes. So we're going to figure out a few ways to save a few of those electrons and make our gadgets last longer and stop using so much electricity.
That's super fun.
Saving power is big.
Back in the day, I should have bought Duracell and the Energizer stock. I mean, you buy stuff like this, and then you chuck them away. Here you go. All right. It's going to be one of those episodes. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, how to save electricity today in the world of gadgets. Today on Lab Rats. You know, if you were really a nice person out there in Lab Rats land, you would save all kinds of energy to save our planet, because our children are going to inherit this horrendous thing that we've done to it, right?
Yes.
So we're going to be like socially conscious today and try to help you save all those electrons so that our children don't inherit a big pile of poo.
Yeah, no, the more we can save on electricity and resources, it's not just,
Hey!
Don't turn the lights out.
Not right now, Matt.
We need them to see. So, very well done.
Very nice little segue there. Okay, so let's start with probably the technology that people probably most familiar with, which is the rechargeable battery. They've been around for a few years. I get the sense that actually they're improving.
They are improving. Now, first of all, we'll talk, I guess, about the regular old batteries. A lot of people are used to buying batteries and, as we mentioned off the top, chucking them out. That's not just a problem with electricity, that's a problem with resources, because these are filled with chemicals. These have like metal and a bunch of other
lead, arsenic, stuff like that.
Yeah, so basically if you're throwing all of them into landfill, it's causing a problem for future generations potentially as well. There's a gigantic toxic dump wherever you're putting these things in. Now you can recycle them, but it's still not necessarily the best use of your money and these resources if you're just going to use them once and then recycle them into component parts. It's a bit of a waste. So rechargeable batteries, as you mentioned, have been around for a while. And some people are like, not rechargeables because they don't last very long, they don't give as much power, they're not all that great. So people may remember from the 80s something called nickel-cadmium batteries.
Yeah.
And they were a neat innovation at the time, but they didn't last that long.
They had a memory issue, right?
They had a memory
so if you don't fully charge them and let them disperse to the bottom, then they start to charge only halfway and things like that, right?
Right, yeah, a huge problem making sure that you can get as much out of them as possible. Now moving to the newer technology that replaced them, nickel metal hydride, that has gone a long way to solving that problem. Nickel metal hydride doesn't have that kind of a memory that nickel cadmium does. There's still some issues with them, but nowhere near as many. They get much more power out of a charge and all of that. So the first thing you want to do then is just replace these ones here. I mean, use these once you have them, don't chuck them out because that's even more wasteful, but you can get a charger here. We've got this one from Duracell that can charge up to 4 batteries. And Duracell, who did those other ones, also does the rechargeable batteries themselves.
I guess they call these green batteries today.
They're green batteries.
Sort of.
So, and they're green because you can use them many times before having to replace them and recycle them.
Do you know if they give the same charge as your traditional disposable?
They're a lot closer than they used to be
Yeah.
in the past. Like the old nickel-cadmium ones last. A lot of people, professionals, wouldn't use nickel-cadmium batteries just because they didn't even deliver as much power as a standard non-rechargeable cell. These new ones do deliver that kind of power.
And we're showing the Duracells there, but I mean, I think Energizer makes them as well, right?
Yeah, Energizer makes them. There's a ton of other manufacturers that make these. So, I mean, choose your favorite brand and go with them, or read the reviews, figure out which one is going to be best for you.
Right.
See which one offers the solution. Now, this one is actually features them in the back here, so you can just stick them in the back. So you have a couple different solutions here, plus the batteries on top of that, and I think it comes with some batteries right off the top, but you can buy as many as you want and just swap them out. So if you're just say like using them for your remote control, just get some AAA cells, just keep swapping them in and out, recharging them after you're done. No sense just throwing out batteries every few
that
minutes.
makes sense,
right?
For sure. Now, what about solar power? This is sort of supposed to be the next big thing, solar and wind, I guess. But solar, obviously, again, have been around for a while. They've got down to the gadget size. What do you got here?
Yeah, well, we looked at some solar gadgets a while back. So I showed off one that was solar and wind power. And it had a little wind turbine inside it with a battery attached to it. And then you could plug solar panels into it. The company also does this new thing called the solar bulb. So, outside people's houses, you've got a bunch of little lights that go around the
Yeah,
yard.
garden lights or whatever.
Garden
Yeah.
lights. So when
Sure.
when the sun goes down,
Landscaping.
you can see where the sidewalks are. What this has done, the solar bulb has a solar panel on the top here, and what it does is it collects sun rays through the day. And obviously, light. If there's light already, running the bulb off of it is kind of pointless because it's already bright out. So what it does is it has a battery inside. Let's see if I can get it open. It's a little bit tough to get in here. Oh, but there you go. So it's got a battery inside there. Thank you. But it's also got this little LED bulb here.
Yeah.
So what you do here is when the sun goes out, and I'll just do this twice. So light, when there's no light coming into there, the bulb goes on. And this screws into the top of a bottle of some sort. So you could have like an old Coke bottle or whatever, and just like put some sand in the bottom, stick it in, and then when the lights go out, the big light in the sky, then that will light up.
Illuminate too.
Yeah, and it's just collecting the solar power through the day.
Very cool. All right. Solar power. Now, is anything? You got any other solar power, or is it?
Well, that's what we got here for right now. And they said they have that one that you can attach to your bike or whatever. There's solar jackets that you used to be able to get from Scotty Vest, and
Right, yeah.
there's the Solio, which allows you to charge your gadgets.
Right.
Just using a little thing that you can stick onto your window of your car.
Got it.
So.
Now, I guess the other innovations sort of come on really big in the last couple of years has been the LED phenomenon.
Yes.
Moved away from incandescent bulbs to LED. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we've got one LED here, and the whole purpose of LED is to save watts coming through. So the incandescent bulb is basically shooting 120 volts of current through a tiny little wire, and most of that goes off in heat. So
Yeah.
it generates light, but most of it is heat. So it uses a lot of power, but doesn't necessarily generate the kind of light you like. LED, on the other hand, is it's just a tiny little diode, a light-emitting diode that you put a little bit of power through, and it generates a lot of light,
Right.
comparatively speaking. And there's a ton of different uses of LEDs these days. You can see the Audis have little lights up front
Yeah.
that look like little cat's eyes.
Yeah.
Those are LEDs.
Right.
You've got these flashlights, again, from our friends at Duracell. We've got these two things, and you can just plug them on or turn them on at the back, and you see that's
Ooh,
pretty
that's
bright.
pretty bright,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
blowing out the lens of our camera there, and they're bright,
Wow, yeah,
and
yeah.
they last a long time because they're not actually using a lot of power. So we're talking again about $20, $25 for these sorts of things. And the nice thing about the LED lights, unlike regular incandescent lights, is you don't have to replace them. They last a long, long time.
Pretty durable too, right?
They're pretty
We don't-
durable.
We know because we use LED lights in our studio too,
In
right?
fact, I've got one of them right here. And this right here is our light panel. And again, it generates a ton of electricity, or a ton of light here for not too much electricity.
Yeah.
And see, it's just
Wow.
blows that out completely. And I mean, this is what we use to light ourselves up
Yeah.
here. And these are about $2,000, so these are not exactly consumer-friendly technology. But we're looking at technology right now that's it's becoming consumer-friendly technology. Now, there's this one bulb that I've had a chance to play with as well. It's called the Ferox bulb. They had it out in 40 watts, and now it's out in 60 watts, and it's a replacement bulb for your regular sockets. So you can take your incandescent out and just screw this in, and then you can actually just pop your hand on top of this.
Because they're
LED
cold,
bulb.
right? Yeah.
It's not exactly cold, it's warm, but
Yeah.
it's like if you try that with a regular 60-watt bulb, you're going to burn yourself.
My sister used to have an easy bake oven, and how did it heat the cookies?
It heated it with a
With an incandescent
incandescent
bulb.
Right. So
Or back in the day.
now this uses 5, 6, 10 watts as opposed to 60 or 100, which means it's using a small fraction, a tenth of the power that these other ones do, and generates the same equivalent of light.
Right.
Now, you might be asking, well, why not use compact fluorescent lights? Those are good. Well,
Right.
guess what? Generates a lot of light for a lot less power, but it's got mercury in them. They
Yeah.
break. You have
The
to
manufacturing
replace
is
them.
very expensive. Yeah, very toxic.
Yeah, it's toxic. So now these LED lights like this Ferox, the Ferox is in the line of $50 to $100, which is expensive, but the LEDs like these, they last forever, so you're not going to be replacing them. So you do the math, and it actually works out about the same.
Now, I guess, with all these new technologies, not everybody's going to want to sort of switch over and that sort of thing. But I mean, you're still going to want to use your traditional power bar. Now, there are smart power bars these days. These guys have like circuits in them that actually control usage, right?
Right, so we've got a pair of them here, and rather than just blasting power into all of the outlets all of the time, we've got this one right here. It's called the Conserve by Belkin. And now what it has, let's just actually
Oh, we like
switch this
Belkin.
over here.
Belkin's fun.
Oh, I just also have this LED light here that I had at IKEA. So there we go. I'm going to switch this.
Oh, LED
there.
light?
LED light. So we've got 2 always-on outlets right here. And we've got these ones that are controlled here, okay? So now everyone has power bars that you can switch on and off, right? But that's a bit of a pain sometimes to do.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have to reach in and go press the button on this thing, especially if it's on something like your entertainment center.
Yeah.
So all of these connectors are buried in behind the television set and the DVD player and whatnot. So what Belkin has done is they've introduced this remote control switch that is Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, it's wireless.
Wireless, yeah.
And it connects to this one, so you can pop this somewhere else. So on
Got a
the
sticky
wall.
on the back?
It has
screw it, right?
you can sticky it or you can screw it,
Yeah, put it on
to
the wall.
or a door frame or whatever. So when you are ready to turn it on, you do that and away you go.
Wow,
It
cool.
turns it on. So you just imagine your TV's connected to that, your Wii, your Xbox,
Huh.
the DVD player, and then when you're done at the end of the day, you just turn it off like that, right? So you don't have to reach around behind and find it in a mess of wires.
No, it's a very smart product.
So it's not too expensive to do something like this.
And then, did you want to talk about this, or is this just utility here?
No, that one is actually a smart power bar as well. So again, we have, I'm going to bring this one up here, and we have another lamp here. So let's pretend these lamps now are monitors on your computer, okay? Now, one of the things that people have with their computers, they leave all of their stuff connected to the power. So you got a printer, you maybe have a modem, you have a scanner. A lot of these things may take power, but you don't need those things to be on when you're not using the computer, right? So with this one, we've got a little setup here where we've got things that are always on. We've got things that are controlled by the master. So the master, in this case, would be something like your computer. When your computer's not on, you don't want to use these other devices. So you plug your computer into this thing that says, it says master. And then down here, we've got controlled by master. Now what that means is when this is on, those will go on. When this is off, those will go off.
Oh, neat.
So we've plugged in a little computer in behind here, like we've simulated a computer, and when that turns on,
Yeah.
it will turn these other ones on,
Hey, hey, hey!
right? And so when we're done for the day and we shut down, unplug it, and it will shut those other ones off automatically.
That's cool.
So that'll save electricity without you having to think about turning all your monitors off or, at the end of the day.
And that's from APC?
That's from APC, American Power Conversion. So this is one of, they have a number of UPSs. This also has UPS battery backup into it as well. So if you lose power, it'll save that. So it's using a little bit of energy that way, but it also will save it when you're not using it for things like the monitors and whatnot.
Very cool. And I guess finally, I've been watching you with these are power monitors. They actually let you, they're called kilowatt or something like that?
This is called the kilowatt.
Yeah.
There's another one out there called the watt minder, I believe, but it basically does one task, and it does it really well, and that's measuring the kind of electricity you're using. So you basically plug this into the wall using the standard socket, and it will measure, it'll have a readout here that will tell you what kind of electricity
So
you're
you could go
using.
around the house plugging different appliances into this and actually seeing the impact that they're having on your power bill.
Right, so let's see if we can get this going really quickly. So we'll turn this on, and now you see you've got a readout here of what's going on. So that's the electricity that's going on. So now it's not just that, because just plugging it into the wall won't do much. What you need to do is you need to plug something into it to see what kind of electricity it's using. Okay, so I'm going over to the side here. You can see got some things right here. It's on volt right now, so this is the current that's coming in. But it also has amp and watts, hertz, and kilowatt hours. So if we're going to switch over to watts, we can see how much this is using. So right now it's 3 watts for this.
Right.
If we turn it off, if we can find the power switch over here, it should go down to 0, right? So it'll tell you how much it's using.
Right.
It can also measure cumulative over the length of time it's plugged in. The watt minder also has the ability to plug in a price. So if you know how much electricity is, it can tell you how much you're spending on that. So it's incentive to not use it.
Right. Got it.
Use this device.
Clever.
So
Very
I love this little device. It's a very handy little thing to just figure out how much energy you're using or misusing.
I got it. All right. Awesome, Sean. All right. Well, that is power-saving gadgets from Mr. Sean Carruthers. Excellent segment. That's really haven't seen them, all those technologies in one place. If you want to find out more about these things, then check out our show notes at butterscotch.com. But first, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a look at probably more content from butterscotch.com, and of course, your favorite and mine, Picture Time. Yay! Well, during the break, we thought we'd rig up a little demo here to demonstrate sort of the different power usages of what two kinds of bulbs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were talking about the differences in consumption. Now, we don't have an incandescent bulb here. We don't believe in them here at Lab Rats Studio.
Right.
But we've got a compact fluorescent here, and we've got the LED that we mentioned earlier.
Right.
And you can see the wattage that it's using down below. The compact fluorescent actually uses more than the LED. It's using 5 watts right now, whereas the LED is using only 3.
Right.
Now, if you're using a 60-watt bulb, it would be 60.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, both of them are an improvement in terms of power usage.
Yeah.
The LED is an improvement in terms of environmental damage as well. So,
And a really good demonstration of the usage of kilowatt.
yeah, so you can see how much it's using, and then if you want to do well, it'll measure. We're not using enough to actually generate a running total right now because it's just so little. But you can keep it on for any length of time, like your TV or whatnot, and find out how much you've used. So.
Right. How much power would it cost to watch an episode of House, for example?
Or Lab Rats.
Or Lab Rat stuff. That's right. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, well, speaking of watching, let's take a quick look at actually a 30-second preview, more or less, of a show that Andrew Moore Crispin, our web editor, did recently on Gadget TV with some, I guess, some off-brand rechargeable batteries that are apparently quite good.
That makes them sound dirty.
I know, but
It's an ad.
it's an at episode. Okay, all right, let's take a look. When we come back, picture time.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
So you can take this and actually use it instead of an alkaline battery in just about any application. Remote controls, clocks, computer mouse and keyboard.
Right.
Most any place that you use a throwaway battery, use these instead. You'll end up saving money, and instead of throwing away all the batteries that you have in the past, you reuse these 500 times.
So these are places that you traditionally wouldn't be able to use a nickel metal hydride battery. Now I know in
Exactly.
my closet at home I have a kind of a tub full of alkaline batteries that are used, because you're not supposed to toss out your alkaline batteries. So I mean, this is something that I'm definitely interested in. I say we have the AAA here, which would be good for remote controls. We have a
Right.
AA here as well.
Well, if you want to see the entire episode of that with Andrew Moore Crispin, go check it out at butterscotch.com.
Yay!
There you go. And you had a comment, a final comment about LEDs.
Yeah, just one really quick thing. If you have a choice now with your new laptop, get one with LED backlighting instead of the fluorescent backlighting.
Better with
because
batteries.
It's better with batteries. You can get hours more out of it potentially. So
Very good.
check that out if you have a choice.
Good stuff. Now, it's our favorite time of the show, picture time, except today, not picture time, movie time!
It's movie time. We asked for your videos, and you're sending them.
So this is Andrew and Andy
This is Andy in Thamesmead.
in Thamesmead, that's
We've
right.
seen
Andy
him
Smith.
before.
Right, he's one of our favorite fans, visited here on the show. And he sent us a little video, so you can too, but let's have a look at it first, and then we'll tell you how you can send your video in.
Hi there, all you folks out in Lab Rats land, and hello to Andy, Sean, and Matt. Now, as I came and saw you in your habitat, this is my habitat. I live in Thamesmead, which is, as you can see, pretty close to the Thames. It's not that dissimilar to Toronto. We have a wind turbine in the distance. I don't know whether you can see that, but this is where I call home. Just shooting this little video to say hi and thanks for entertaining me when I visited you. Right.
Apparently he wasn't on Lab Rats. My memory fades. He was on Deck, Matt's show. So
Yeah, we've seen his photo on Lab Rats, so
we have
an
many
easy
times.
mistake.
There you go. All right, so you can send your movies or still pictures, but we prefer movies now, to
Make sure when you send or record a video for us, use a camera powered by rechargeable batteries at labrats.tv.
or more simply.
Feedback at labrats.tv.
All right, yeah, we want to see you and your mom and your kids and everything else, including we'd like to see it in a movie as well. All right, that's it for Lab Rats this week. While Sean gives a little light show, I'm going to say goodbye. My name is Andy Walker,
I'm Sean Carruthers.
and we'll see you next time.
Now?
Yes,
Now.
now.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
And Z from Thamesmead. My name's Andy Smith.
I think he's told you not to do that ever again.
Too bad. He's there, I'm here. Too bad.